the attention of your target prospects and convincing them to purchase your product. So the process you go through to win customers for your business. Every business needs customers to survive. Without customers, you can't survive. So there's a certain process you go through to win customers for your business. You need to attract customers for your business. And then once you attract them, you should be able to convince them to purchase your product or to use your product or to be a customer and a consumer. There's a difference between someone being a customer and other person being a consumer. You can have someone being a customer and a consumer at the same time. And then someone will be a customer, but not necessarily a consumer. So the focus should be on you attracting people to your business who will be customers, who will be buying from you every time, who would not go any other place, but always want to come to you to buy. Are we together? So customer acquisition is essential for any company because it's usually the first step in the company journey, and it enables all subsequent phases. There's no business without customers, like I said earlier. Customer acquisition can also lead to benefits like increased awareness and brand value. So without your customers, you don't exist. Without your customers, there's no business. And so your focus or the first step in every business is whom am I going to sell to? Who needs this service? Who needs this product? Because if you are not going to consume whatever it is that you are producing yourself, whether it's a service, whether it's a product, you are not going to consume it yourself. You need people to consume it. You need people to use it so that your business can grow. Once you have people using it, once you have people acquiring from you, there is increased awareness about your brand, and then your brand becomes valuable. Everybody wants to be associated with your brand. So that's customer acquisition. Now, if that is customer acquisition, then what is customer acquisition strategy? What is the strategy? So the strategy outlines how you acquire customers for your business. Typically, the goal is to attract high-value customers at a reasonable cost and explains why this specific approach is best for your business. So when it comes to sales and marketing, there is something some people call it sales acquisition cost. Others call it customer acquisition cost. It's the same thing. There is always a form of cost in acquiring customers. It may be monetary, it may be social, it may be physical, however it is a cost. Because if you don't have, let's say, sales force, you don't have a sales force, and then you are maybe an entrepreneur, you call people and tell them about your product. The resources you are even using to buy the airtime is cost to you. If you are working from house to house, the energy you are using to work from house to house or from shop to shop, office to office is cost to you. And so your goal is to attract high value customers at a reasonable cost. You don't spend 1,000 cedis in acquiring customers. That is your cost, and you are earning 100 cedis in revenue. That is a loss to you. And so you need to put out strategies that will help you to maximize revenue and lower your cost. That is what we mean by customer acquisition strategy. An acquisition strategy should be able to grow and evolve along your business. So it is not static. You should be able to grow. It should evolve. Times change. So while times change, you need to change as well. So you grow. It should also specify which customers you aim to attract. Now, in business, you can't sell to everybody. You have your target audience. Those are the people that you can sell to. You need to create a niche for yourself. When we say a niche or niche market, what we mean is that these people will come to you and not go to anyone else. You need to, as they say, you need to think global and act local. A clear example of people or companies that think global and act local will be Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is everywhere. However, if you travel from country to country, you realize that the sizes of Coca-Cola differs from country to country. So it means that even though there's Coca-Cola everywhere, they localize it to suit the taste of the people. They localize it to suit what the people want. They don't say because Coca-Cola is a world or a global brand, we are using the same bottle size everywhere. It may not fly. So they are using a certain strategy to attract Ghanaian market, to attract the Nigerian market, to attract the US market, and whatever. There is another brand of Coke, where Coke Light. They have different names for it in different parts of the world. When you go to some parts of the world, they call it Coke Light. Some parts of the world, they call it Coke Diet or Diet Coke. Diet Coke. Other parts of the world, they call it zero sugar. So they even though it's the same product around the world, they are acting local. They have created a niche in that market so that they can serve all these customers in that market. Now, in drawing up or putting up your customer acquisition strategy, it has to follow some 4 key traits, which we are going to discuss in our next slide. These 4 key traits are very important, and you need to follow them to be able to come out with a very good strategy. The first one is your strategy should be targeted. It is designed to finding your ideal customers. Like I said, create a niche for yourself. You can't sell to everybody. Accra Mall is there for everybody, but it's not everybody who buys from Accra Mall. They have created a niche for themselves. There are things they are selling in Accra Mall that people can buy from Malata Market. So Accra Mall has created a niche for themselves. Malata Market, Agbogbosi Market, or any other market around the world, they have also created a niche for themselves. So it's targeted. If you don't target and you want to open up yourself to everybody, you will not succeed. You need to target. These are the people I want my service or my product to serve. Target them and work towards achieving that. That's the first key trait. It needs to be sustainable. It seamlessly scales as your business grows. So your strategy should be sustainable. Once your business grows, it is also growing. You don't pick a strategy which is not sustainable. It means you fall along the way and the business is likely to collapse. So your strategy should be sustainable. It should be a strategy that you can sustain, something that you can work with, something that will not overstretch you. So your strategy has to be sustainable. Then we come to the third one. It has to be diversified. It helps you reach new customers across a variety of channels. So you put out a strategy and say, okay, my channel, I want to use social media. Don't just use social media, because your target, as it is here, all your targets are not just on social media. There are other places that your target group will find themselves. So if you don't diversify your strategy, you may just be farming one aspect of your target. And so it has to be diversified. You need to put your strategy across a variety of channels, the social media, referrals and all that. We will discuss that in a bit. But diversify your strategy. Don't focus on one, that I am just doing social media. No, it's not diversified. There are people who are not on social media, but they need your product. You need to serve them. How are you going to do that? You need to diversify your strategy. Then it should be very flexible. It, it should be capable of evolving with market and industry changes. Times change, things change, so it should be flexible. Let's take a very good example, a very clear example. Some of you who are a bit old will know about Nokia phones. In the past, the late 90s, getting to the 2000s, thereabouts, Nokia was a go-to phone for most of the mobile phone users. Nokia was a go-to phone. Then along the line, Samsung and all these other people started introducing Android. But Nokia still decided to stay where they were. They didn't change with time. They didn't change with the industry. And gradually, Android took over, and Nokia was kicked out of the mobile phone industry. And now, how many people use Nokia? You don't really see people using Nokia because they were not flexible. And if you read certain literature, even their CEO at the time came out and said, yes, we are Nokia. We have our brand. We are not going to change. We are not going to follow what the market is doing. And along the line, they fell off, they collapsed because they were not flexible. So whatever strategy that you have, you need to be very flexible about it. You need to tune into the market and industry changes because times change, things change, new things come, and all that. And so, in coming out with a strategy, these four traits is something that you really need to look at. Any questions so far? Okay. So now that we have seen the strategies, we have seen the traits of the strategies. Now we are going to go into the strategies itself. We are going to discuss about 5 strategies. There are more, but our presentation today or our discussion today will focus on these 5. The first one will be to identify your target audience. That is key. That is very important. If you have listened to me along the line, you realize that I have kept mentioning identifying target audience because it is key in customer acquisition. Then you need to create a compelling value proposition. Very important. Customers do not buy product. Customers buy value. Then you need to leverage on social media. Then again, you need to network, make use of network and referrals. It's key, it's very important. And then finally, you need to use or utilize suitable acquisition channels. These are the 5 we are going to discuss today. And so I would like to crave your indulgence that you pay rapt attention whilst we discuss these 5 strategies. Now, let's take the first one, identify your target audience. Yes, without a clear understanding of who your ideal customer is, it can be difficult to create effective marketing campaigns or sales pitches. To do this effectively, you need to gather data on your current customers and analyze it to identify common characteristics such as age, gender, income level, interest, and more. Once you have this information, you can create buyer personas that represent your ideal customers and use them to guide your marketing efforts. You may not have taken the pain to identify your target audience, your ideal customers, but people are already buying from you. You have 1 or 2 customers. Take the time, take the pain, and analyze these people who are buying from you already. What do they have in common? Is it age? Is it the gender? Is it their income level? Is it that they have a certain or a particular interest? Get to know all these. Once you do that analysis, you know that, okay, I'm a fashion designer, so uh, the ladies are coming to me more. And what's the age range of these ladies? The ladies who are coming to me more are between the ages of say 25 to 30. And they are middle class people. It's sending you to a certain direction that okay, your target audience should be first ladies who are between the ages of 20, 25 to 30, who are middle class. So you are heading towards your target audience. So you know that these are the people who are likely to buy from you. You are likely to know that the lower class will not buy from you. You are likely to know that people who are above 30, they are not enthused by the kind of style, by the kind of fashion designs that you put out. The people who are below, let's say 25, they are not enthused by the fashion design. So these are your target audience. These are the people you need to look out for. You are can I get any business, whatever business you are doing, just put it in the chat so that I can use those ones as examples, then we can all relate to it. You see, you sell or you provide, let's say, legal services or whatever. You look at the kind of people coming to you for advice. Is it young lawyers? Is it old lawyers? Who are the people coming to you? Somebody says poultry farming. Poultry farming. Who are the people coming to you? Is it people who don't want to slaughter the animals themselves? So these people, you need to do it for them. Is it people who are holiday lovers? Are these individuals restaurant operators? Okay, you do solely egg. So if it is solely egg, let's look at the people coming to you. Are they restaurant operators? Are they people who are into maybe preparing food for schools or other places? You look at all these ones, and then you get to realize that, okay, these people happen to be my target audience. So you work towards getting more of those on your side. Getting more of those on your side. Then it is very important to create a compelling value proposition. Now, let us take note that people of late do not buy product, they buy value, they buy solution, they buy what will be of benefit to them. If your product or your service does not give them value, they may buy today and may not buy again because they don't see why they should buy it. So a value proposition is a clear statement that explains how your product or service solves customers' problems or satisfies their needs. It's crucial for client acquisition because it helps you differentiate your offering from competitors and communicate the benefit to potential clients. Why should I buy from you and not buy from the other person? You need to give me value. To create a compelling value proposition, you need to understand your target audience and their pain points. Focus on the benefits, not just features of your product or service. Use simple language and avoid jargon. Test different versions and real customers to see which one resonates the most. We may all be buying the same egg from Christine, but I may be buying eggs from her because I feel it's cheap as compared to another place. That's the value I'm getting. You may be buying from her because you feel her eggs are fresh. That is the value you are getting. You may be buying from her, another person may be buying from her because he or she feels that Christine's farm is closer. That is the value. And so, as a business person, you need to create value proposition. You need to let the person know that you are not just throwing money away. You are getting value from the service I'm providing. You are getting value from the product I am giving you. That is very important. If you don't have value proposition for your business, please create one today. It doesn't matter what business you are in, you can create a value proposition. People do not want to stress nowadays. And so you need to assure them that when they buy from you, when they come in for your service, when they buy your product, they are not going to be stressed. That is value. And so creating a compelling value proposition is very key to every business person. You can't be a business person and acquire customers without having value proposition. You need to create a very good value proposition because customers want value. Once you approach a customer and you understand their pain points and they feel that you are serving as some sort of consultant, some sort of showing some sort of empathy, they drift towards you because they believe that they are getting value from you. And so the second point or the second strategy to acquire customers is to create a compelling value proposition, which is key. Now let's go to our third point, leveraging on social media. Whether you like it or not, social media has come to stay, at least for now. And it has become a crucial tool for business to acquire clients. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter, Pinterest, and all what have you, YouTube and what have you, Snapchat, TikTok. It has become a crucial tool for business to acquire clients. There are over 3 billion active users on social media platforms. There is no wonder why companies are turning to this platform to reach their target audience. And so, personally, you may not be a fan of social media, but for your business growth, you need to leverage on social media. Successful social media campaigns involve creating engaging content that resonates with your target audience. So, when before you go on social media, you need to create content that resonates with your target audience. There are a lot of people on social media, but which people are you targeting? The people you are targeting, the campaign or the message you are putting on social media, does it resonate with them? Don't target the youth and be putting messages that resonate with the old age. It will not pick. You will not acquire customers. Don't target the older generation and then put out messages that resonate with the young ones. It will not pick. So we are saying that this can be achieved by understanding your audience needs, their interests, and pain points. You see, in all that we do, you need to understand the needs of your audience. When you go to the previous slide, that's creating a compelling value proposition. You need to understand the needs of your audience, their interests and pain points. Pain points is very important because the person is coming to sign on to or subscribe to your service because of the pain point, because they feel that you are the person who can give them solution to that problem. So you need to understand. If you don't understand the pain points, then you are not selling any product. Then you are not giving out any service. You need to understand the pain points. Now, a lot of businesses are taking away the pain of people having to travel a long distance to buy one or two stuff. So, because businesses now understand the pain points of customers, most businesses are now doing delivery. And so, if you are here, you are in business, and you are unable to do delivery, it means you are not understanding the pain points of your customers. And in the next week or two, or even a month, you are going to lose them because another person who understands their pain points will take advantage of that and be serving them. So best practices for social media markets includes creating a content calendar, using hashtags and leveraging influencers to promote your brand. If you have the money, leverage on influencers. There are so many influencers around. When you go to LinkedIn, you get some influencers. Even on Facebook, there are influencers. If you don't have the money, paid content calendar. Like maybe every Saturday you post something. If you are into fashion, you can decide that every Saturday or a particular day of the week, you are going to post about fashion, dress code, the do's and don'ts of fashion. Gradually, you become a market leader. You become someone everybody wants to read from because you know what fashion is about. If you are into poultry, like Christine, you decide that you are going to post about the health benefits of eggs and the different things that you can do with eggs. And so you become the go-to person when it comes to eggs. So you have created a content calendar. Everybody is looking out for you on that day or at that time. You have a lot of people now on social media, some Ghanaians who have taken it upon themselves to create a particular content calendar. They show different recipes of Ghanaian, how to prepare Ghanaian dishes. And people follow them, people are watching them, people are downloading. So they have become masters in their own way because they create certain content and they have a calendar for it. And everybody is looking up to that day, that time to watch what is happening. They use hashtags and it goes far, it goes viral. Get your friends to repost your hashtag. And like I said, if you have money, leverage on influencers to promote your brand. Networking and referrals. It is very good to network. Once you do a very good network, you get referrals. Or once you build a very good network, you get referrals. You don't get referrals from just networks, but if you serve your customers well, your existing customers well, if you serve them well, you get referrals. Networking and referrals are essential for building any business to grow and succeed. Building a strong professional network can help you gain new clients, learn about industry trends, and even find new job opportunities. It's important to attend networking events, join industry groups, and connect with other professionals on social media. Connect with professionals on social media. LinkedIn is there. I do a lot of stuff on LinkedIn. Make use of it. Network. And as businesses, as startups, it is very important to invest. It is very important to invest. The investment I'm talking about here is not just investing of money, but sometimes it's good to invest your time. It's good to invest your resources. It is only that investment that will give you some returns later on in the year. Anytime I have the opportunity to give these presentations, there are two examples I give. And these are people who are very close to me. And one of them is very popular. Most of you, especially the Ghanaians on this call, may know him. So I share this to business owners, startups, and all that, so that you know that it is not just about the money that you gain from the beginning, but the network is also key. The network is important. So there's a friend of mine who is a fashion designer, and he wanted to break barriers. He wanted to go far. So we had a discussion one time, and I told him, if you are able to get a media person to promote you, you go far. But the point is that these people will not like to steal from you. They will not come and pay money to steal from you. So take one or two media personalities. So for them for free, once or twice. If they like it, they'll start coming to you and they'll start giving you referrals. So we managed to, through another friend, to get uh, a media person who works with multimedia, one of the presenters at HFM. And we were able to give him some three outfits, which he liked. And from there, this person decides to steal from Richmond, who is the fashion designer. And it didn't end there. Through that investment of giving out free outfits, three of them actually, he has been linked to a lot of prominent media personalities. He's now sewing for prominent pastors, sewing for musicians, people in the entertainment industry and all that. So you see, because of the investment he did, which led to a certain network, he has received a lot of referrals. And now he's reaping whatever it is he invested some 3-4 years ago. So networks are very important. For those of you who watch Date Rush, those of you who watch Date Rush, the DJ on the show, DJ Faculty, he was with, he went for a competition at 3FM, DJ's competition. And unfortunately, he didn't even win. He was like the second runner-up or so. But they gave an offer to the first, second, and then the third runner-up, the first runner-up and the second runner-up, and the winner. And the offer was that, so we can help you to make your name, project yourself, but you mean that you be coming around to play, but there will be no salary for you. It's just to market you. He had a conversation with me. We had a personal conversation. I said, Charlie, take the opportunity. You may never know. Just take it. Fortunately, the two others refused to take it because it didn't come with any pay, any compensation. The two others refused to take it. And now, because he took it, that referral, that network that he has built for himself has made him who he is today. If he's one of the hottest DJs, if not the hottest in Ghana now. So you see, as business owners, as startups, you need to build networks. These networks will give you referrals. You need to serve your existing clients well. They will give you referrals. Even big businesses like where I work now, at Tigo, now currently 80. Even to get certain businesses on our network, we do POC, what we call proof of concept. For them, sometimes a month, sometimes 2 months, other times like 6 months, for them to test the service for free, to know that it is going to work, it is going to help solve their problems. Then once they are convinced, they sign on, and then we make our money back. So even if the big companies are doing, how about we, the small ones? We need to do it for our businesses to grow. So networking and referrals, very key, very, very important. When it comes to asking for referrals, be sure to make it easy for your clients to refer you. Don't make it cumbersome. So if you want to be, if you are the CEO of the company and you want to be the direct person, just make it clear. So if you have any referrals, you can talk to me. Then you, the CEO, will see how you can give to other people in the business to work on it. Provide them with clear instructions on how to refer you and offer incentives such as discounts or free services for successful referrals. You need to offer incentives. Don't think of revenue, profit. Sometimes you need to offer incentives. People are motivated, not all anyway, but some people are motivated by incentives. Once you offer them incentives, they will give you referrals. And once they give you the referrals, continue thanking them. because one customer can also bring another referral and it will make the business grow. So if you get referrals from your customers, continue to thank them for their referral and show appreciation. It's very key. Give them incentives. If it's possible, give them free services for the referrals. And I tell you, they'll continue bringing referrals to you. Then finally, on the strategies, you are supposed to use or utilize suitable acquisition channels. A customer acquisition channel is any place where people can discover your business and usually turn into prospects or customers. So if it is house to house, you have to do. If it is email, if it is social media, if it is calling, if it is prospecting, business enclaves, no matter what the channel is, please use a suitable acquisition channel. Don't use a channel that is not suitable. You are into selling of eggs. You have no business going into where mechanics are. They will buy one or two, but you need to go to restaurants. That's your channel. That's where they buy bulk. You need to go to schools. You need to go to where they cook, where there will be need for your product. That is where you go to. You don't just go anywhere because you need customers. No, that is not the way to acquire customers. That will bloat your sales acquisition cost or customer acquisition cost, and you run at a loss. So you need to utilize suitable acquisition channels. That will be the 5 strategies that we will look at. There are other strategies that you can read about. We have the storytelling, the conversation, the differentiated conversation, and all that. These are all other strategies that you can look at. But these 5 will be able to take us whilst we move on. Challenges. One of the challenges with customer acquisition is low lead generation. When you say lead, that's the first step of every sales process. You need to generate leads. You need to, or some say prospects. You need to generate prospects. If you are not moving, if you are not calling, if you are not getting in touch with people, you cannot generate leads. And so it means that you can't sit down. You need to continue calling. You need to continue reaching out. You need to continue networking. You need to continue moving around, getting people who are interested in your service. Once you continue moving, once you continue getting in touch, your lead generation will rise. You are the only one who knows your business. If you don't get in touch with people, if you don't speak with people, if you don't go out and speak with people, if you don't look for people who need your service, you cannot, others will not know about your business. So it's a challenge. So to solve this challenge, you need to move out. You need to go out there and speak with people. Then, leads aren't moving through pipeline. Once you generate the lead, it is not a matter of, oh, this person is interested, then that's all. You sit down. You don't do anything. Once the person shows interest, you need to engage the person. You need to negotiate. This is how much I sell it for. How much do you want to pay? You need to negotiate. The person tells you what he or she can pay. You agree, and then you close it. So it has to move from one stage to the other. Once you generate the lead, you need to nurture it. So there's lead generation, there's lead nurturing, then it moves into close. Once you close it, once the person buys from you, that is not the end. You need to follow up to get feedback. Did it fit you? Did you enjoy the egg? Were the sizes enough, big enough for you? You need to follow up so that you know whether they were happy, they were excited. So generate the lead, make sure they move through the pipeline to closer. You may generate a huge lead. That's why they call it the sales funnel. At the top, there are so many leads. You generate so many. Once it comes down, it becomes smaller. You can generate about 100 And at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter, you may close just about 10 because it's not all of them that will close at the same time. So you need to generate a lot of leads. Then while they go through the pipeline, they move through the pipeline, they become smaller, but you still become profitable. You need to create a very good first impression. When you meet any potential customer, you need to create a very good first impression. If you don't create a very good first impression, you are off. It means that you need to appear very professional. You don't go into somebody's office, you don't go to speak to somebody in a way the person will look at you and feel like this person is not serious. So take your work serious. If you're a fashion designer, dress for people to see that yes, this is a fashion designer. If you are into poultry, like selling of eggs, make sure that your eggs are kept neatly so that everybody who comes feels that no, this is somebody I can entrust my health into his or her hands. So it's very important to create a very good first impression. And then rising cost of customer acquisition. Day in, day out, customer acquisition is becoming expensive because internet data is becoming expensive, fuel is becoming expensive, and all that. And so you need to find ways and means to balance the rising cost of customer acquisition. Then low quality leads eating up your time. You are generating leads that are low quality. You are spending 10 CDs to generate a lead that will give you 2 CDs. No, if you're spending 10 CDs to generate a lead, make sure that customer is going to give you more than that 10 CDs so that you don't run at a loss. So we need to generate high quality leads. Now, to conclude, we have said that it is important to identify your target audience and tailor your messages to their needs. Make sure you understand them and then tailor your messages to their needs. You need to create a compelling value proposition that can set you apart from the competition and make potential clients more likely to choose your service. That's non-negotiable. Then, social media can be a powerful tool for reaching new clients and building brand awareness. Networking and referrals are key components of any successful client acquisition strategy. And then utilization of suitable acquisition channels will go a long way to reduce cost of acquisition. Remember that it is not enough to have a great product or service. You need to actively seek out new clients and build relationships with them. So you may have a great product or you may have a great service, but you need to actively seek new clients and build relationships with them. Your business needs to grow. Your business needs to grow. Don't be afraid to try new tactics and experiment with different approaches. With persistence and dedication, you can achieve your goals and take your business to the next level. You need to adjust to the changing things, changing times in the industry, whatever in the social media, whatever is happening in the industry. You need to change to meet what the markets require, the market trends and all that. So don't be afraid to use storytelling if there need be, to use differentiated conversation. That's how to handle objections if there need be whilst acquiring customers. These are strategies that will help your business to grow. Thank you for listening, and it's your turn now if there are any questions you would like to ask.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gandhi. We really appreciate your time and all the insight that you've brought to bear with regards to how to acquire customers and the strategies and the challenges as well. Please, any question from the audience? Anyone has a question that Mr. Gandhi can address? Anything that you want him to throw more light on or explain?
Yes, I have a question. Daniela speaking.
All right, sure.
Yes, thank you so much for this insightful session. Like, I really got a lot from it. Thank you for your time and the knowledge you've shared. So I wanted to find out, you were talking about referrals and getting your clients or your customers to refer you to other businesses. What's like the approach like? Is it that you have like maybe paying customers and then you would want them to refer you to like other businesses? You were saying you should provide like some incentives. What kind of incentives can you actually provide to your customers? Is it maybe you give them opportunities to collaborate on a project you are working on? It could be a webinar, Twitter space. I don't know. I just want you to quantify what the incentive is. And then another one will be as your role as a sales executive, what are some of the challenges that you've encountered in terms of closing deals? Like, what's the usually what's the timeline for closing deals? Because for me, I feel like the sales cycle for B2B clients is quite prolonged. And so what are some of the steps that you take to ensure that it's shorter and yeah, you close deals like faster and all that? I'm more keen on that.
Okay. So Daniela, what are you into?
Okay, so our company is Copianto AI. We provide a SaaS platform that enables businesses to create content, text content, and also we have analytics tools that enable you to also check for the performance of like some of these contexts and yeah, keyword analytics among others. So it's an AI platform for content creation, optimization, and also analytics.
Okay. So this is what happens in terms of the referrals. Most of the time, it's very good that you create a very good relationship with your existing customers. Once you create very good relationship with them, you are able to discuss further in terms of the people they find themselves with in the same industry. And then you specifically seek their guidance or their support in terms of referral. Once you get some referrals from them, you can say, okay, if you help me, oh, you know person A in this company, how about helping us get a referral and then giving you our 5% discount on your next monthly recurring from us? You see, businesses want to cut costs. There are some businesses that they have a program called the channel partner. So what a channel partner is that he may be maybe IT director for company A, and he knows about 3, 4, 5 IT directors. So the channel partner system is okay. So if you help us get these A, B, C, D companies, whatever they are going to pay as maybe installation or their monthly recurring, we are giving you X percentage out of it. You get it? So it injures the person, it makes the work easier even for the salesperson. Now, this IT manager decides to speak with these people that, oh, we are on this service from company A. It's very good and we're enjoying it. So I advise that if you're having issues with yours, hop on to this. And people really fall for products that they believe that people they are closer to have, as it were, used and can recommend to them. So that is it when it comes to referrals. You need to build a very good relationship with your existing customers and then ask them if they know people who need your service that you are providing. They should help you reach out to them. They should help you get in touch with them. And it's going to work. Now, with your second question, reference to B2B, yes, it takes a very long time. Sometimes it takes a very long time to close. Most of the time, those of us in B2B go out to meet customers without a solution. Without a solution. So we provide this solution or provide this toothpick. So you go to the customer and say, we sell toothpick, can you buy? That's how most of the time we do. But over the years, what has helped me is that before I go to a particular customer, I try to do a little background research, especially the news about them. Get to know what they want to do in the next year or two, and then see, because I am in the telcos, see what technology can help them, what technology they can leverage on to reach that. So I don't go to customers with the same conversation. I go there with solutions. So you need to look at what you are going to tell the customer. That's why I said that you can also look at storytelling. You go to the customer, find out their pain points, what you are doing for a similar company and how it is helping them. So if really they are in distress, then they'll switch to you because they need to solve that problem. They need to solve that problem. That's why I kept insisting that understand the customer's pain points. If you understand the customer's pain points, it will not take long. They want to solve that problem. Have I answered you?
Yes, you have. But I have a follow-up question on that. So I think from the angle of like meeting customers without a solution is quite interesting, especially for we startup companies where we want to validate whether there's actually a need for the product before we put in time and efforts to building it. So I guess that's more like intriguing. But I wanted to know, so if you meet a customer and then you've had an interaction with them, it's everything shows that they have this pain point, but then at the moment they don't have the budget or they are not willing to make a purchase. What will be your approach to some of these things? Like, or maybe they might have just like gotten on board a subscription of another competitor. Like, how do you approach some of these things to win them over in the long term?
Okay. So getting to the end of the presentation, I said that lead generation is there's a sales funnel. You can generate a lot of leads, but you close a little. It means that this customer is likely to close, but it will take some time. It will take some time for the customer to come down the funnel. So you need to focus on the ones that are going to close quickly, if I should. Those the ones that will close quickly, whilst you still keep your eye on the ball for this customer. Because if you want to keep just this customer in mind, you are likely not to meet your target. That is why in the sales profession, we are always advised to have a pipeline 3 times cover. So that if 2 fail, 1 will go through. You get it? So if your pipeline is 3 times cover, if that customer doesn't come on board, another customer will fill in the gap. You cannot get everybody or every customer signing in the moment you see him or her. There are other customers who will sign on straight for a right there and then. But there are other customers that take time. So you need to build a very good pipeline so that you have the 3 times cover to shield you from any shocks.
All right. Thank you, Daniela, for your question, and thank you, Mr. Gandhi, for the insight. Any more questions from the audience? Okay, I take that as a no. So thank you very much.
Hello, Daniel. I have a question.
Okay, Clement.
No, hello, yes. Hi, Richard. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for the session. My question has to do with calculating. What are the factors that you have to consider when you are calculating the size of an For instance,
I don't know if I'm the only, but I am
they
finding it
are
difficult. Yes.
running
Clement, we can't hear
discount.
you. Kindly reposition
Uh,
yourself well.
what value of discount should you provide, and how long should you even run that discount for?
Clement, if you could come again, I was finding it difficult to hear you.
Clement, can you hear us? Clement, can you hear us? Can you hear me? Cool. Kindly unmute and ask a question.
Okay, good afternoon. So for my own question, in the customer acquisition, how do you know that your messaging or your communication with the user or the target customer is still in, like, not in excess? Let's say you are trying to get the person, and then maybe you are trying to communicate, check up on the person, or send some product notification or promo and offering. At what point should you know when you are maybe sending too much messaging? What should be an average number of times you communicate with the person, maybe per week or in a month? How do you balance that, not being excessively over communicating?
Okay, so thank you. One of the things that I advise salespeople to do is that the last thing you ask a customer is, when should I get in touch? So before the conversation ends fully, you've sent a proposal to the person, say, okay, I'll look at it and then get back to you. Okay, so when are we looking at? Do you mind if I call you in 2 days? Or do you mind if I call you after a week? Should I drop an email? You get it. You pick the person's mind, and don't make your pitch too long. Maybe Daniel, we'll look at another session where we can look at storytelling. Storytelling is making the customer relate very well with whatever service or product that you have. You get it? So that it's not boring, and it is always in the mind of the customer. So look at what value you are giving the customer, what value it is that the customer is going to get for your product. As short and catchy, that will make the customer, want to come back to you. Because having a very long sales pitch, long lecture, he or she is likely to forget and never leave the place not knowing when to get back or when to get in touch.
Okay, thank you. Another follow-up question. So in recent times, when because of data protection and privacy, most times when users are signing up, there's an explicit place to state whether you are opting in for newsletters, for products, for promotions, and all of that. And most people don't tend to agree to this or tick this, whereas you still need these people's contact to maybe reach out to them, promotions, so that you can keep a loop of informing them on some things. How do you balance that privacy, the flexibility of giving them the rights to either unsubscribe or not even select at the beginning of the sign up, and then you being able to at least still keep in touch with these users?
There's something we call full disclosure. So normally people get upset when they are taken by surprise. So in signing up this customer, and when it comes to data privacy, if the first party or the first company that signed up the customer on their service is the one, sending these newsletter and all that to the customer. For my experience, they don't really have a problem unless it's a third party. And so at the signing of the contract or whatever, you can notify the customer that you release newsletters, maybe quarterly, monthly, to inform them about changes or upgrades in the services and all that. So you think that it will be good for him or her to sign up so that any changes that comes or any new products that your business comes out with, they will get to know, they'll be first to know, and then see how best it's going to help their business. Once you give this full disclosure to the customer, it doesn't become problematic receiving newsletters from you. But if let's say you work with company A, and then this customer has willingly given you their contact details, and tomorrow company C is sending them newsletters and they have no business, no connection with company C, then it becomes problematic. So first instance, disclosure.
Okay, thank you. So will you advise it should be a checkbox at the point of sign up, or it should be in part of the terms and conditions or the privacy rules, which most people don't click to read?
It should be a checkbox so that once maybe there's a change of mind and they want to take you on for receiving something, there's a document to insulate you from their seat. But just make sure that you notify them, you let them know that this is it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I think in the interest of time, there's one question in the chat box. I don't know if you can have a look at it, or if you don't mind, I can read it out so you can address that. Can I read it out, or you've already seen it, Mr. Ghandia?
5, 6.
Sorry, read it out. Read it out. I think I was.
Okay, all right. So the person wants to find out, is from Nathaniel Ting. He wants to find out, for how long should you follow up on a prospect before you discard them from your sales funnel, and how do you treat prospects that are not giving quick response and also have not said that they don't need the product or service you're providing?
Never throw away a prospect. Never. But don't waste time on them. Once a while, check up on them. Once a while, check up on them. Because they may not need it today, but tomorrow they'll need it. Probably, you see, institutions differ from individuals, unless maybe it's an SME. Maybe the individual you are dealing with today, you are dealing with now, doesn't want to sign up. But tomorrow, there is another person who has taken over and is interested in your product. You may never know. So you don't need to discard, how do you call it, prospects. You just follow up and then focus on the ones that will give you quick closure, whilst you make some small time for the ones that are delaying. Definitely, gradually, they will come. Unless they tell you, we don't need it, we don't need your service. So then that one, you can put them on the back burner. But once the customer has not mentioned, I don't need your service, you need to keep, following up to make sure that one day a miracle will happen for you.
Okay. I think we've gone 60 minutes past the time, and I do apologize for that. But we have one person. I think I'll allow room for 2 more questions, Jaye and Clement. Clement, we're not hearing your question earlier on, so just those 2 people to ask their questions, then we'll wrap it up.
Sure.
Jaye, you can unmute and ask a question.
Okay, good afternoon, Richard. Thank you for the insightful session. So my question is, in a B2C business where you're trying to get to users that can potentially be valuable in the future. Say, for instance, university students, they probably wouldn't pay for the product right now, but in 5 years, when they're out of school and they are working, then they would have enough money to actually pay for your product. What's the best way to market to them, get to them, while also balancing your budget? Because you spoke about not wasting money on low value um, customers, low value potential. And this category of people, we don't exactly they'll be high value or low value. They are just all potentials that can probably make you a lot of money in the future or could maybe make you nothing.
Okay. So when it comes to sales, there are two types, there are two aspects. We have the B2C, business to consumer, and then the B2B. The B2B is expensive. The B2C is expensive, but it can't compare to the B2B. And normally the B2B is just transactional. I sell for you and then we go. So in your example, like university students, if let's say my industry, I'm selling SIM cards, I come to the university, I come to the campus, who buy, they buy, I go. We may not have the opportunity to ever meet again. But B2C, I am dealing with the business. And I have to present myself in a way that the business will know that they are in safe hands. I mean, you can't go to a business wanting them to sign on a $500,000 deal, and then you present yourself in apologies to anybody, but in a short and then t-shirt. Nobody's going to take you serious. You see, nobody's going to take you serious. But look at the quantum of the deal. You go there in your nice tie or suit, and they take you serious just because of your appearance. But in the same shorts or t-shirt, I can hold my SIM cards on any university campus and sell. I'm selling SIM cards, and they need it, they buy. And so B2C is different from B2B. B2B, you are dealing with the business, and you need to portray the image of your business, and the business you are dealing with need to trust in you. B2C, the product or the service is clear, it's visible, it's in your hands, it's transactional. You give out the product or you give out the service, you take your money and then go. So you don't really waste resources on B2C because it is transactional, take and go. But B2B is relationship. Sometimes the customer will even pay before you give the product or the service out. Like maybe some of you startups, even though you may be doing B2C, there is an office, a location where if they are looking for you today or tomorrow, they can come to. They know where the business is registered. They can come there and then follow up or do whatever, get whatever it is that they want to get. But anybody who is doing B2C on university campus, they are using individuals, they are using agents. I don't know if I answer you.
Okay. I think in the interest of time, we would like to wrap up here. Mr. Ghandia, we thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
For all the time and effort that was committed to making this session as successful as possible. And we truly enjoyed having you join us today to walk us through customer acquisition strategies. We really appreciate your time. And apologies for taking 20 minutes of your time. I know and understand you have to travel, and pardon me for that.
Right.
And also thank you to the audience for joining. It wouldn't have been successful without you also participating. We really appreciate your time here and also your questions. Thank you all, and God bless.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.